I increased my deep sleep from 50 minutes to 1 hour 44 minutes. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same and how much better you'll feel as a result, okay? So there's two screenshots as proof. So this was my night and whoop, my first ever night, 10th of September 2023, and I got 50 minutes of deep sleep and 1 hour 90 minutes of REM sleep. My night a few nights back was 2 hours 18 minutes of REM sleep and 1 hour 44 minutes of deep sleep, right? So Whoop, then Aura, around 2 years and 10 months apart, but I made some dramatic changes that made such a difference, right? The thing is, right, that most people focus on the amount of hours that they get in the night. I had that night of that really bad night, which was very consistent for me, was 7 hours and 26 minutes of sleep. And I woke up feeling exhausted, groggy, tired, and I couldn't think clearly. So the thing is, right, that those symptoms and me feeling like I had no energy and I was dragging myself through the day and I had to use like 3 coffees just to function, and the fact that I was more irritable, like quicker to get angry at people I cared about, wasn't because of my sleep duration, because my sleep duration was fine. It was because of my sleep quality, right? And that's where a lot of people get confused. They're like, okay, I'm sleeping 7 to 9 hours, so I'm in a good spot. Like, so it can't be my sleep that's causing me to feel low energy and exhausted and irritable. No, it is because your deep sleep and your REM sleep are the things that actually help you to restore physically and mentally, feel refreshed and be able to be at your very best, essentially. So when you're not getting that, when your deep sleep's low, then there's an issue there, right? Because if you imagine you want to restore your battery, it's almost like the charge has been like half plugged in and it's sort of like charged a little bit and then stopped. So, you've got like a dodgy iPhone charger. So essentially that's what's happened here. Because deep sleep is the thing that really helps you to restore your body and do different processes like restore testosterone. It replenishes and restores your brain as well. Cardiovascular fitness, everything is improved. Heart health, everything's improved from deep sleep. So the first 90 minutes are the most important, or the first half of the night, right? Because you get most of your deep sleep in the first half of the night, and then you get a lot of your REM sleep in the second half of the night. Now, this could be a bit interchangeable, but essentially, if your sleep is disrupted in those first 90 minutes, you're not going to have a fun time. Because when you initiate sleep, so when you initially fall asleep, and you go through that cycle, then you're getting a lot of deep sleep in that first initial sleep cycle, okay? Because our sleep isn't just like one continuous thing. It's okay, different cycles. You go from light sleep into deep sleep into REM sleep, and it repeats, and it can be a bit more interchangeable, muddled than that. But again, because you get a lot of your deep sleep in the first half of the night, you get a lot in that first cycle. So if that's disrupted, when you wake up out of deep sleep, that's when the next morning, or even when you wake up, then you're gonna feel pretty rough, right? So we don't want that to break up, and it can break due to loads of different things. For example, if you fall asleep on the sofa and then you wake yourself up and you have to take yourself to bed, well, that's not good because you've just disrupted your sleep cycle. Again, if you're just scrolling if you're trying to fall asleep and you can't, your mind's racing or you just feel restless, you maybe you've had a big meal or something and you're like just scrolling on your phone instead, you're looking at that and that's really engaging, then that's going to disrupt your sleep cycles, right? And also if you've got a full bladder and then you just need to go to the toilet, it's like, okay, great. And now you're up again, right? And it might take you longer to fall asleep. So again, the thing is that you want to be getting enough deep sleep. So you want to be essentially sleeping as long as you can throughout the night. If you can sleep all the way through, that is fantastic because there's no reason that you should be waking up 3, 4, 5 times a night, and even 2 times a night is quite a lot to wake up. You should in an ideal world, not wake up at all, and that means that you're getting through all your sleep cycles effectively. Or you should like wake up once, and that can be expected for some people, especially if you're larger or you've had like a late meal or you've drank a lot, right? Then you can obviously wake up to go to the toilet or something like that. But the problem is, right, every time we disrupt these sleep cycles, that's when the next day you're essentially you're getting less efficiency or less effectiveness out of your sleep. So when you wake, you don't feel recharged, you don't feel refreshed, you don't feel like super productive. That's because you've basically led there overnight, but not really restored your body properly or your brain properly. And they've actually shown this. So they managed to in a study they managed to suppress deep sleep by 54.2% in healthy men with just like light, quiet sounds. And essentially what they found is their morning testosterone levels were significantly lower because they reduced their deep sleep, right? And when you actually fall asleep in that initial bout of sleep, you get a rise of testosterone. So testosterone is highest in the morning, declines throughout the day, and then as you go into that first sleep cycle, you get a rise. However, in the people when their deep sleep was suppressed due to this noise, they actually found that their testosterone levels were delayed by 5 hours, right? So not ideal. And testosterone is obviously the hormone that causes you to be driven, motivated, energized, refreshed. It's the thing that it's the primary sex hormone for males. It what basically makes you a man, right? So it gives you drive, it gives you energy, it allows you to basically conquer the day. So the things that I actually did when I used to go to bed, right? I used to rush around right before bed. I used to play video games. I used to play video games in bed. I used to eat right before bed, big meals as well. My mind was racing and then taking me over an hour to fall asleep. And the biggest problems here, right, is the fact that because I was taking so long to fall asleep, when I was actually drifting off, because I was still stressed in bed when I actually managed to drift off, because obviously it's annoying when you have to take over an hour to fall asleep, and because I was rushing around, my heart rate was elevated, I'd fall asleep, I'd wake up like not long after, and then as a result of that, my deep sleep was just impacted. And even if you wake up like 3 a.m. or something like that, you're still going to be impacted. It depends when you wake up, but again, just think about that first half of the night. You really want to protect that as much as you can. It's super important. Obviously, you want to sleep the whole way through anyway, because you don't want your REM sleep to be interrupted either. But that first half of the night, and these sleep interruptions can just be because you're highly stressed. You never want to go to bed stressed. You never want to have a heated conversation or do like a heavy bout of work, then go to bed because you're going to be thinking about it. Your sleep's going to be disrupted. You are just going to feel worse, right? So that's something I cut out. Stop using my MacBook. Stop using my phone between 8:30 and 8:45. Otherwise, I will be thinking about it. And more importantly than that, just not getting myself into a position where I'm doing anything that's going to frustrate me. If I do work late at night, it's going to be light, low friction work. Anything that's like too demanding is just gonna stress you out. Never worth it, right? Because you'll feel so much worse in the morning. Also, big thing, making your environment conducive to good deep sleep. So make it cool, make it pitch black. I've got blackout blinds right behind me. They make it really dark, which is fantastic because you want to set an environment similar to like a cave. Because back in prehistoric times, cavemen's like obviously you want everything that you do with sleep, you basically want to think, okay, what would a caveman do? Because our bodies are still wired like that, okay? So when it comes to that, you want your room to be cool, you want it to be dark. That's going to help you to release melatonin, so you can get deeper sleep quicker earlier in the night. Again, it's going to help with your deep sleep, so you feel more fresh in the morning. And also, earplugs is like I said, sounds can massively disrupt your deep sleep and therefore your testosterone levels. So we don't want to be like getting woken up in the first part of that sleep cycle because you hear like a little noise, an irritating noise. Your partner comes into bed, she wakes you up, or like you just hear something, traffic outside. You don't want that traffic. So cars passing by, you don't want that. Okay, so loop earplugs are really good, and I use those Loop Dream earplugs. Also, same wake time because look, if you're trying to fall asleep and you've woken up really late, you're not going to be able to fall asleep because you haven't built up enough of a need to sleep, which only happens if you wake up early enough. And your body clock, right? You need to give your body a signal early enough in the morning to where it actually wants to fall asleep easier later at night. So you can do that by just setting yourself the same wake time every single day, even weekends, and just getting up at that time. And then eventually, guess what? You won't need an alarm and you'll feel even more refreshed and even better. A lot of people get it wrong the other way. They actually try and go to bed earlier to wake up earlier. No, you wake up early, and as a result, you will naturally fall asleep earlier due to your body clock and your sleep drive, which is basically the processes that control what time you go to bed and how much you sleep. So the thing this actually gives you, right, is you wake up and you can actually do things that you felt like you couldn't do before, right? You're no longer waking up dragging your feet and just feeling like you can't focus properly. You can get up and you do whatever you want. You can have an extra 2 hours of productive work time in the morning. or you can just have some you time. You can go to the gym. You can accomplish something. You're not just lying there feeling like, oh, I need an extra 30 minutes, an extra 60 minutes. How long do I get until I have to wake up, snooze my alarm? Where's the coffee? Let me feel more energized. Because you just have natural energy as a result of you allowing your sleep to restore you, right? And that's what you want because you're supposed to be able to wake up naturally and feel good. I used to be so irritable. Honestly, and it was bad. It was actually bad because like my loved ones would suffer, or my close friends would suffer because I just like they'd say something that slightly triggered me, and I just like lash out. I just be like a cannon, explosive, and it's just not needed. And it was because my sleep just was so bad. I was getting such little restorative sleep that I was just so quick to temper, essentially, which wasn't good. And now I can actually wake up. I wake between 5:15 to 5:45, refreshed with no alarm, ready to go. I used to do my morning cardio in the mornings. Now I just do work. I go for a walk and I do some work, but it's great because it's allowed me to accomplish so much more. So whether that's physically, whether that's health-wise, whether that's just you wanted to do more at work or with a business or something like that, start a side hustle, whatever you want to do, whatever your situation is, you will be able to have more capacity for that once you improve your deep sleep. Okay. So yeah, if you want to know where you're at with your sleep, and you want to know why some days you feel worse than others, why you feel a bit groggy, a bit lower in energy, and you want to be someone that's firing on all cylinders, pretty much performing as close to 100% as they can, then just take my performance quiz below. What it is a quiz with 5 questions, and the whole point of it is to find out what's actually causing the issues with your sleep, like what's capping your performance. So you can just take that free performance quiz below, and it will basically put you into a band of, like, okay, where you're at in terms of your performance, and I'll have the answers of, okay, what's actually affecting your sleep, and I can show you, okay, this is the issue and this is what you need to go and fix. But that is going to be in the link in the description. Hope that helps, and I see you in the next one.